Hey my loves, lovely soul Empress here. I'm gonna do a spiritual bath that I'm preparing, and I felt like I should come on and do it on live with you guys. And that way, if you guys have questions, then I can answer some. Okay. So I'm just moving you guys a little closer. Hi, honeys. I'm moving you guys a little closer so I can see what you guys are talking about while I get the water ready. Okay, guys? So the type of bath that I'm going to be doing today is to expel like negative energy. Okay. And being that this is the winter solstice, you know, we're trying to I haven't moved in yet. I actually leave Tuesday, so I'm in like the last of the house. But yes. So this is another reason why I'm doing the spiritual bath, right? Because I feel like when you're about to transition from one place to another, if there was any energy that you don't want to take with you, you need to do a spiritual bath in that in between time. My dog got to go outside. Hold on, guys. So let me let him out. So this is why I'm doing this preparation bath, okay? So that way, when I leave, I'm only what needs to be with me, okay? So, and honestly, like I would be doing a bath at this time anyway because it's the winter solstice and we're preparing for like the new year and we want to get rid of, you know, anything that no longer serves us anymore. Okay? So, yay. Hi, guys. All right. So, as you see, I got a pot with some water. Okay? I didn't go crazy. It's a little bit more than halfway full. But once I put the herbs in, you know, the water is going to rise. Also, some of these herbs, I may not know the words in English, okay? For some of my other hoodoo and ATR people, they may be able to give you some of the translations for this, but I'm going to give you guys the hookup about one of the places I get my herbs from when I'm getting them shipped, okay? So and this is not like a sponsor or anything. I'm just doing it because like I live in Ohio, okay? Right now I'm about to be out from here, but it was always really hard for me to get like really good herbs here in Ohio, okay? Thank you, babes, for the rose. And so I would have to order them, right? And I would order from Original Botanica in the Bronx, okay? When I tell you their herbs be superb, I mean so fresh, okay? I ordered these 2 days ago. You can see how fresh they are, okay? This one is spearmint. In Spanish is called hierba buena, okay? So I'm going to put my hierba buena inside the pot, okay? And as I'm putting the hierba buena in, we're in the Bronx. I'm not sure. You'll have to pull up on the website. It could be Fordham, but I don't want to misspeak, okay? But they have excellent herbs, guys. Very, very fresh. Okay, so while you're putting your herbs in, you know, you kind of want to be thinking about the intention that you are setting for your bath or for the purpose of the herb, right? So in this sense, it's like a cleansing, it's a purification, right? And I also have some powerful herbs in here for strengthening and powering up, right? I personally, when I'm stripping away energy, I also use herbs for maximum strength, okay? You live in the Bronx, that's why. I use herbs for maximum strength. Why do I use them at the same time? Because just in case, right, somebody or an energy thinks that they're catching me slipping, right, while I'm clearing, but I'm also powering up. I'm also protecting. So I always make sure that I put both. Okay? So this one is alimo, okay, or alamo. Okay, you can see how fresh these herbs are. Look at these beautiful, beautiful leaves, okay? So I'm putting them in stem and all, right? Stem and all right? Here goes the dog again. Sorry, guys. You know, when I'm get started with something, that's when the dog gonna start acting up. Come on, Riddick. Let's. Sorry, he's always fighting with the two dogs next door. Inside. So that one that I just put in was alamo, okay? So far, I have put in hierba buena, which is spearmint, and the second one was alamo. You guys can write this down if you like. This is not like, you know, a bath that you're going to get like in a bottle. Like, this is going to be very strong, okay? So, paper and pen, right? Okay, so we also have here Amansa Guapo, right? So I'm trying to think of the right way to translate this, but it's like wake up brave, or, you know, like stick your chest out, okay? So Amansa Guapo, right? Hierba Buena was the other one, right? So this is the Amansa Guapo. I don't know what this is in English. Okay, I'm just trying to give you my best translation. Okay, you guys know I'm Puerto Rican and Haitian, so, you know, I'm giving you the best translation that I can think of. Okay? And I was trained in Spanish, so it's, sometimes it's hard for me to think of the American word, okay? Amansa Guapo, yes. Okay? Just spelled just like that, hun. Okay, so this one is Abre Camino. So this is open roads, guys. Open roads. Okay, and if you see, the open roads is smaller leaves. Okay, it's smaller leaves. Okay, and I put in the sticks. Some people will clean off and just take the leaves. I do not, okay? But then I'm palo. So, you know, the sticks is where it's at for me, okay? So I put in my sticks and everything, okay? So I'm still putting in all my herbs, and as I'm putting them in, I'm moving them around. I'm putting my vibration and the intention, okay? What was the second one? The second one, okay, so far we have hierba buena, alamo, Amanse Guapo, and Abre Camino, guys, okay? So I have put 4 herbs in, okay? All right, so I shift them around, okay, alamo, right? Now I have here basil, but we call it albahaca, okay? Basil. Look at this. I swear you don't even get this shit in the supermarket, for real. Okay? When I go to the supermarket, my basil don't be looking like this. Okay, so you're gonna put the basil in. Okay? And what I love about the original Botanica is this shit gets here so fast, baby. They do not play. They do not play. And like I said, I am not sponsored by them, but you know, I get a lot of products from them. I get most of my herbs from them when I'm away, okay? So I also have here Ru or Ruda, okay? So also going to be putting that in. And as you see, this is a much smaller leaf, okay? And I don't, you know, I don't be saving it, baby. When I do a bath, I usually make it in very big batches. Yeah, I put it in the water first, okay? So I'm going to put it in the water first, okay? And if you don't like, I'm just going to ignore that. Okay. So anyway, this one is the Ruda, right? And then I have here Rompe Saraway, okay? So this is like, you know, to pull as negative, okay? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. There we go. Done. Okay, so we're doing the rompesar away now. So this is like pulling away things that we no longer want around us. Okay, guys? Okay, so I'm putting all of that in. Once I put this all in, I'm going to rinse them again. While I'm rinsing them again, oh, they smell so fresh. While I'm rinsing them again, I will continue and my intentions, right? And this is one that I'm doing particularly for this cause. Depending on what I'm doing, the herbs would be different, okay? So we have salvia here, okay? And this is like, you know, purification, okay? Gonna put this in here. You see the big leaves, salvia. All right, we have 2 more to go. Okay, I have here regular sage. Okay, that was stevia and this is salvia. Okay, so this is the regular sage. Look at these big sage leaves. Look at this. Just beautiful, guys. Okay, so I put them all in. And then I have espanta muerto. Okay, espanta muerto is like ghost chaser. Okay, I guess that would be the best translation in English, ghost chaser. Okay, so it's called espanta muerte, which means like to keep away death. Okay, so as you can see, I'm gonna turn this a little bit. As you can see, the pot is quite full, guys, right? So I add some water. Hi, guys. I'm gonna add some water and finish rinsing a little bit. And okay, I'm gonna drain out some of the water for any like it's hard to translate certain things in English to Spanish. Yeah, it is. So I'm draining out some of the water and holding them down just so I can, you know, pour out any grit or dirt. Not that it really matters for the purpose in which that I'm making it, but it's just my personal preference. Okay, so let me just put this on the stove and I will get the phone and bring you guys with me. Okay, let me move you guys over here. All right, so now that I have it on the stove, before I turn the pot on, I'm gonna take a second, okay, and I'm gonna put my intentions. And I'm gonna put my intentions beforehand, and I'm gonna also put my intentions afterwards, okay? But to start with, okay? Right, so I talk to my herbs, right? And now I'm gonna turn it on, right? And before the pot gets really hot, you know, I will tear some of the herbs with my hands, okay? As I'm thinking about what it is that I want, okay? So the intention of the tearing of the herbs or the moving of the herbs is actually to put your energy, okay, to put your force, okay? It's just like when I'm gonna, let's say if I'm leaving some oranges for a shun, right? Or I'm, you know, splitting oranges for a shun. I don't cut them with a knife, okay? Because I want her It doesn't sound the same sometimes, right? Yeah, I want her to see that I do it of my own force, and that I use my own strength, and that I believe in my own alchemy. Okay? So I will just, stand here for a few minutes and think about what it is that I'm trying to intend while I'm breaking up some of my herbs, okay? And you don't have to do this for the whole time that it's boiling. Eventually the pot is going to get hot, You're not going to be digging your hands in. But I like to do it in the start, okay? So I will do that for a couple minutes, right? And I will let this boil for about 15-20 minutes, right? And then once it cools, I will add some other ingredients, okay? So we're gonna let that to start to cook. But do you guys have any questions? Any questions in the house? Don't mind me. I'm packing all day. Like, I'm not gonna get all dolled up. Where can you purchase natural herbs? So I was just saying that if you go online to the original Botanica, it's located in the Bronx. They have the best herbs I ever bought online. Like, hands down. Is that good for the new you? What do you mean, is what good for the new me? Like washing in the new, like I always like to do like a strong bitter or removal bath, and then I like to follow it up with a sweet bath. Yeah, I like to close off the year every year with like a bitter. And normally I didn't do it this year, but once I get to Florida, I will be doing it. I do an abundance bath, and so what I do is I sell it on my website. It's not up yet because I need to touch down first. But what happens is I make bags of the dry herbs, right? And then I'll send it to you and steep it. You steep it in your house, and that'll be your sweet bath to start your year off. But what I'm doing here is a removal, okay? This one is different, all right? I will let you guys know once I get down there and prepare the bags. But yes, I do those every year, and it's called my abundance bath, and it lasts for 21 days. Yes, it does sound amazing. So yeah, when I do the abundance baths, you take an abundance bath, it's going to last you 3 weeks. And that's how I usually kick my year off. So when I get down there, I'll be putting together my mixtures. And it's what I do. And then I just offer it to my clients. And usually, I'm going to tell you the truth, I only make like 20. Hey, honey, I only make like 20, and whoever gets them first, that's who gets it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I make like 20 a year, and they're $55. But where do you get a bath that lasts for 21 days for $55? Where do you get a spiritual bath like that? You're not gonna. Okay? You're not gonna. All right? So, when you think about it, like that's less than $2 a day. Okay? Yeah, where do you get spiritual value, right? You gotta also, invest in yourself. And if you notice, like even if you go on my website, most of the stuff that I sell, oh, thank you, love you guys back. Like I'll do rituals on particular days for the year. Right? I mean, if you guys book with me, you book a reading, right? But like, I'm not always hawking stuff to you guys, right? You know what I'm saying? I usually, when I make products for myself, I also open that up. I make a small amount, 20, 30, 40 products, right? So that way, my clientele can do it too. I will be back on YouTube. I have so much going on right now with this damn move. It is crazy, guys. Like, I can't tell you. Like, I should turn the camera around. I don't even know how to do this shit here. To show you, like, what's left in the living room and all that's going on in my life. It's crazy right now, like, for real. It really is. I'm letting these herbs burn. And I can't even put the radio on because like everything is packed. But I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette while I'm waiting for this. But yeah. So it's a lot going on. And yeah, moving is messy and I haven't done it in 12 years. And it's just a lot for me right now. It's a lot. Yeah. So that's what's happening. And I don't think I'm supposed to smoke here. So I'm going to turn the camera for a second. Because I tell you what, I have been trying to quit, but this is not the time right now. Yes, I'm moving to Florida. I'm going to be in the Orlando area. And I just wanted to come on and, tell you guys, I didn't forget about y'all. I'm just crazy busy right now. You're down there too? Okay, well, you got to send me a message. Because I'm going to start doing work down there too, And I don't mind meeting with people in person to do readings. That's where you're at too? Yay, okay. All right. Oh, I'm not supposed to put these on camera, right? Yes, I'm looking forward to the relocation for real. I am, and I really want to plan like next year some type of event, where people in the area can come and the other people that, maybe want to come in for it too. I'm with it. I'm for it. Blessings. Yes, it is, So, but do you guys have questions about spiritual baths? Your daughter my dad lives in Tampa. My dad lives in Tampa. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am just exhausted, guys. I'm exhausted. Like, it's all the packing and shit, and then just trying to do. I love doing spiritual baths, and I do quite a few. What's needed for protection? Well, the one that I just put together there is, you could use that for that. It has espanta muerte. What else did I put? Yo puedo más que tú. Amansa guapo. Alamo. You can always, a tried and true, if you can't get to like a botanica or you don't really know the herbs that you need, you can always, like, a really good one to do is like basil, sage, thyme, right? You can do that from the regular store, okay? But if you want like something strong to break things, you definitely want well, you're talking about cascarilla. With the cascarilla, I'd be adding that to my baths after they cooled. Okay? But what was I saying? You want more powerful herbs if you are like dealing with a heavier negative energy, right? So you want some espanta muerte, some ghost chaser, right? Cloves is very good, and cloves can cut off negative energy, and it can also be an amplifier. So it will amplify adjoining herbs that you're using. Okay, so I like to, because I don't just use herbs for spiritual purposes. Like, I also like to make my own herbal products, okay? So I don't know the herbs and I don't want to mix things without knowing the effects. Right. So the ghost chaser or espanta muerte is going to cut off like negative entity type energies. Okay, and Amansa Guapos like make you tougher, like spiritually tougher, right? Strengthen your spiritual backing for per se, right? You would buy some? I will do that. Let me just get like into let me get out there first. What else? Vencedor, is like a warrior herb. Okay, these are all herbs that you could use to knock some shit loose, if you follow what I'm saying. Okay, so yes, I do make baths like that. Yes, I do make sweet baths. Okay, and I really don't like to send liquid per se. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll make the dry baths for people. But if you're local, like, yeah, we could, for those of you that are in Florida, like, yeah, that's not an issue. Okay, so I'll make those kind of baths. I do a lot of different types of baths, actually. But yes, what else would I suggest? Believe it or not, um, cinnamon is an amplifier. Coffee. What good someone wish you death is. Those herbs are good. So no, what I'm saying is espanta muerto is like to remove any negative spiritual energy. That would be like the best translation for that. I'm be honest, in regards to people wishing people death, I feel like when you send out negative energy, what you do is you end up pulling that to yourself, right? So I don't really 100% be stressing people about the shit they be trying to send to me. Like, I feel like I'm spiritually strapped. Okay, and boo for you, babes. Like if you fuck around, you know, because I feel like people need to be more responsible about the frequency that they put out there, and I feel like, yeah, bless them and send them on their way, and they would need it. You see what I'm saying? Because when you're trained in a particular manner and a fashion, there's also a responsibility that comes with that, right? The responsibility of using your gifts in a moral. And I know that, not everybody gets down with that, but that's how I feel, in a moral way, right? And when you step outside of the bounds of that, whether you're authorized to do that or not, right, there will be some karma for that. There will be some payment to the spiritual or to spirit for that, right? So you have to, yes, we will definitely hook up. And this is why it's important that you don't just have the knowledge of how to use the herbs or how to do the work, but that you have the morality, okay? The morality to deal in that realm, right? Because in the years that I have been in this, thank you, hon, for the roses. In the years that I have been in this, which has been quite some time, what I realize is a lot of people unravel their own spiritual, or they fuck up their own path because they get so much into the power or the abuse of power, right? And Daisy, you should hit me up, because it's a lot to do with people also allowing other people to speak words over them that make them believe that other person has the fucking power, right? Hey, honey, that they have the power, right? So part of what I'm saying is that your sister needs some work, yes, but at the same time, what she really needs is to know that she's a divine being of God, and that whoever threw that shit on her is only doing work against herself. What's happening, babes? You see what I'm saying? So when you live in a moral and righteous, not judgmental, but that, because contrary to popular belief, it's not good against evil. Okay? I know a lot of people don't want to hear that shit. That it's not necessarily good against evil. It's not really that, right? Because, like, you know, let's say you ascribe to the Bible. It does say an eye for an eye, right? But it talks about within parameters of what is just, right? Just like in the tarot, we have the justice card, the judgment card, the tower card. These are all reflections of people's karma on their actions, right? So that's why we use tarot to discern the problem that is before us, right? And then we're supposed to discern maybe what herbs we should use to address the problem that the tarot showed us. See, all these things, they actually add up, right? But people get in their feelings and they want to punish, you know, so-and-so because they stole their man or, you know, whatever, right? And in that moment, you may feel justified. In that moment, you could feel justified. That doesn't mean that it's a just act. Okay? This is why I never try to do work when I'm pissed off. Okay? I never try to do work when I'm pissed off. Because they're going to respond to me. Okay? They're going to respond to me. They're going to do what I asked. And then I'm responsible for what I set in motion. Okay, so I'm back at the pot. I'm checking. You see that it's still getting itself together. Okay. So I'm just gonna get a spoon and push some of it into the water. Okay, I wish we had smell-o-vision so y'all could smell this. Right? So it's an obligation. And so I concentrate, I'm going to tell you the truth, like 90% of my work, even when it comes to other people, okay, 90% of my work is on myself. Why? Because a lot of time when people are trying to do stuff to you, in actuality, they're making you more powerful. Okay? Because remember when you were little, you know, and your parents would say things like, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, that shit is true in the spiritual realm too. Okay? So it's like, how do I best put it? I do a lot of work to strengthen myself, not so much against other people. Right? It's a very rare occasion. Right? Yes, dedication to your true self. And if you believe in your gifts, you really don't need to do a lot of that other stuff. There have been times where Spirit has woke me up dead out my sleep. Like dead on my sleep. It happened last year on a New Year's. I mean on a full moon. Yeah, this is what you got to do for yourself and your family. Right? So they woke me up on one full moon. And they were telling me, they were like, wake up right now. They put a candle with your name on it. They're burning that shit right now. So, you know, in that case, and I knew exactly they showed who it was. You know what I'm saying? In that case, I got up. Yeah. In that case, I did work. Right? But 90% of my work is more on myself. Okay? Because, you know, prevention of keeping your spiritual protection up goes so much further than trying to do backtracking and trying to do removal work. So if you stay strapped, spiritually strapped, okay, which if you go to my bio, you'll see my clothing store, okay, where it has the spiritually strapped logo, okay? You'll be prepared, and you're you know, as long as you're you know, working in good faith with your guides. Okay, working in good faith from your highest self, you will find that your ancestors and your spirit team are on it. They're on it. It's when you start fucking around. Tell the truth. It's when you start fucking around and doing little spiteful shit that you know you shouldn't do. You know, we all get that inner voice, right? We get that inner voice like, you know, you shouldn't have did that shit, right? So it's that spiteful part, right? That then you get fucking karma in some other fucking area. Sometimes it's immediate, right? In the same area, right? So if you know, my rule has always been you can't make everybody happy. You can't. That shit is not going to happen. All right? But what you can do is, know that you made the best choice, right? Out of the choices that were before you, that doesn't harm anyone else, right? And you can go to sleep at night knowing that you did the best that you could. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. Okay? Now, on the occasion when my guides wake me up and say there's some fuckery happening, yeah, I'm there for all the smoke. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? Don't get it fucked up, because this journey, yes, it's about peace and harmony, right? It's about, trying to be your higher self, but it's also about knowing how to defend yourself. Okay? And I say that without a problem. Okay? I say that without a problem. Because I don't go out to do anything to anybody else. So, So now I'm working the herbs through. Okay? I'm going to show you guys one more time. So if you could kind of see, the water is starting to turn a little bit of a greenish brown. Okay? That's how you know. Okay, that's how you know. Right? So now I'm going to shut it off. And I'm going to let this cool for like a half an hour. Okay? I'm going to let this cool for a while. And I'm a little bit out of boxes right now. Like, things are packed. But I want to add a couple of things. Okay? I'm not going to show you guys my goodies, but I'm going to add a couple things. Okay. So, and normally I make my own Florida water too, which I will be doing in the summer solstice, because that's when I make mine. But I'm going to add some Florida water. Okay. Do you sit in the bath with the herbs? I usually will strain it. You can sit in the bath with the herbs, but I don't really like to clog like the drain or whatever. Okay, so I pour some Florida water in it. Oh, it's starting to smell wonderful, right? I also have some cascarilla. Okay, this looks like white chalk, but it's made out of eggshell. Okay, and I'm going to break some of that up. The ATR, I think this is called Efun. Right, so I'm gonna pour this in. Right, whenever I have something left on my hand. Okay. I also have here. So I keep element water. Okay. So element water, I'll collect full moon rain. This one's actually quite powerful, because it's not only full and new moon. I have solar eclipse in here. I have a hurricane in here. Like, I have a lot of different types of water, and I'll put them in a jar, right? And this water could be used for good and bad work. Okay. Yes, the white thing is called cascarilla. Yeah. So this water, I can put a little bit of this in my bath, right? I can put a little bit of this in my floor wash, right? I could put a little bit of this in my spiritual baths, right? I can use this for darker work, because, like I said, it's element. I have all the elements in here, like I said, hurricane, all that shit. Right? So I keep this water and then I refrigerate it so that it stays on point and stay ready. Okay, so I pour a little bit of that. It's rainwater, it's river water. I have all types of water mixed in a jar, ready to go for whatever the problem is. Okay? For whatever the problem is. Right? So I'm going to let this cool off. Right? Oh, it smells so good. That is so cool. Yeah. So once it gets cool enough for me to really like put my hands in it, because obviously if I put my hands in it right now, I'll get burnt. I'm going to like strip and squeeze the leaves, right? I'm going to work it in, right? And then I'm going to strain it. Okay? I'm going to strain it and I'm going to put it in a jug. And out of that, I'm going to do a spiritual bath. I'm going to do a floor cleaning, right? I could do my whole family, right? I can make it, last more by straining this and adding a gallon of distilled water, right? And splitting it up so I can have some to wash my floor, to wash my myself, my children, my man. You see what I'm saying? So that everybody is cleared of the energy at the same time. Right? Now, if I had a particular problem, right? I might do that bath for 3 days. I'll repost this to YouTube. I might do this same bath for 3 days. Like I make enough that it would last me, right? For me and my family and all that, right? So I would do it for 3 days and then I would follow that with like a sweet bath. Like if I had some smoke, all right? Or 7 and 7. Okay? Now white flowers, you could put white flowers, but I prefer that for my sweet bath, for after. Okay? So like the bath that I'm doing right now is more so for the energy, like removing the stuff and also like taking off, whoever wants some smoke type shit. And I'll be honest, like I really don't have to say to my ancestors, return to sender. They know what's good. Okay, so the sweet bath is to pull in. So after you've cleared everything, you want to follow it with a sweet bath. Y'all play with me and y'all gonna learn a lot, okay? You just wait until till I get like located, settled in and shit. Okay? But depending, like if it's just a light thing, then we might do like a bitter bath, which is what I call it, or removal bath, right? And then the second bath will be the sweet bath. But depending on how serious the situation, I might prescribe for you 3 days bitter, or it could be 5 days bitter, or it could be 7 days bitter, right? Then you're going to move on and we're going to go into your sweet bath, and depending on what you need, right? I'm in my pajamas, guys. Don't judge me. But that's what I do. Okay. I'm a Reiki master as well. Right? So, for me, let me explain to you, because I might be a little bit more of yes, I'm a high priestess, but I'm also eclectic, right? So I feel like, for me, it's important that the things that I practice or the things that I bring into my spiritual practice, that they be divine truths. And what do I mean by divine truths? They have to be in history in more than one time and place, meaning that they had to be used by more than just one society in one time, right? So I'm going to give you an example. Why did the Mayans and the Egyptians both have pyramids? They must have been onto something, right? There was no cell phones to be telling each other this shit, right? Right? Why did so many, like the Hindu and, all the people that were studying astrology, right? Galileo and all this. These people couldn't all be wrong. They weren't even in communication with each other, right? So when you look at major religions, and I'm not saying ascribe to a religion, right? But think about how many religions say thou shalt not kill in some way, shape, or form. That's a divine truth. So for me to incorporate something in my practice, I have to see, and I'm not knocking anybody else, but I have to see that it's been through time a divine truth. So this is why I have a lot of different things or tools that I like to use, because I like to have my practice rooted in divine truths. That's just my personal preference. I'm not knocking anybody else's. Thank you guys for the roses. Thank you so much. So yes, and I will be doing that. And the first one that I'll release, like I said, when I get down to Florida, I'll bag up the abundance baths. And like I said, it's a big pouch like this, okay? And it's filled with the dry herbs, okay? And all you have to do when you receive it is steep it in a gallon of distilled water, and that bath will last you 21 days, and you won't get a better deal. You just won't, okay? And they always sit on my altar as well. And then all the people that have bought products from me before, they will tell you that I do work on my products on either the new or the full moon. So anytime you've bought a product from me, know that it has either charged in the new or the full moon, sometimes both. Okay? So like I said, it's a pretty sizable Ziploc. Okay, it's a pretty sizable Ziploc. It's probably over an ounce of dry herbs, which is quite a lot. And you steep it in the water. And you put it in the whole gallon. Yep, and you just refrigerate it. And that's going to last you at least 21 days. Some people have said even longer. Okay? What part? I will be just outside of Orlando. I'll be in Kissimmee. Yep. And, I'll be teaching you guys some things as we go on in time. I was just thinking because I saw somebody else's TikTok and she was talking about some negative energy that she had in her house. And I jumped on the comment and I gave her, because she was asking, for recipes to how to try to remove energy, And I went in there and I gave her, a recipe real quick. And then another lady in the comments jumped in and asked me another question. And that's the thing. Honestly, I really like teaching my clients, the parts that they could do themselves. I'm not going to say that I suggest that every type of spiritual work that my clients should do for themselves. Some stuff, y'all not, you may not be to that level of experience or have like the responsibility that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? But if there's stuff that I teach my clients, because you shouldn't have to, I don't want to gatekeep, and you shouldn't have to come to me for small things that quite honestly, you could take care of yourself. Okay. A lot of times people leave with readings from me with, some simple instructions of a couple things that they should do to handle whatever the fuck they got going on. Now the bigger work, I will tell them this, what, I advise you do. This is what I think you should do. Or I will say, I will do this part for you. You do that part. A lot of times, don't think I'm just going to be putting all my blood, sweat, and tears. We working, it's alchemy, right? So we working as a team. Okay. So I'm going to give you some shit to do too, right? Because you got to put your energy as well. Right? Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people fear what they don't understand, right? But you can always start with lighter work, okay? So what I mean by that is simple things
like saging your home, which is removing energy, right? But sage, once you burn it, that's fire frequency, right? So you're already using one of the elements, right? So, you can do that, right? Let's say, you're trying to get some clarity about a particular subject. You can go to spirit. You could get a nice bay leaf and write on the bay leaf the particular question that you have, right? Make sure you want to know the fucking answer, okay? Especially you ladies, okay? But you take take the bay leaf, right? And you can take a Sharpie and write on the bay leaf the question that you have. Right? And then you can burn that bay leaf over your bed right before you're going to sleep. And you might get the answer tonight, or you might get it a couple nights later, but you're going to get the answer. You see? So these are smaller things. You don't have to jump all into like the heavier things, okay? It takes years. Like I first started tarot when I was 13, okay? And then later, as I got older, I got into other things, okay? And I came into Palo. I was probably around 33, about 33, maybe 35, okay? And I started, and even before I got to Palo, 2 years before that, I already had began my yes, I'm the real deal. I started 2 years before that my herbal training. Okay, so I probably been doing herbal baths since like I was like 32 or whatever. Okay, my biggest challenge is that I learned from some Spanish speaking people, and then I moved to the Midwest where there's not as many Spanish speaking people where I am. And girl, trying to find my herbs, okay? Not knowing their English terminology and only knowing them in Spanish, that shit was a nightmare. Like, it took me so long to get past that problem. Yeah, that was a challenge for me, because all my teachers were Latino, and now I have my Ifa madrina, she's African American, so being under her actually assisted me a little bit to start learning what they call things, okay, what they call things. So that helped me, because at first I was like, oh my God, I feel like such a rookie and I've been in this for so long. But then I realized that it wasn't that it was new, it was that they were calling it something else. I felt like so embarrassed that I didn't realize that the names were that they were the same thing. It took me a little while. But yes, I feel like we need to be more responsible for our spiritual health, our physical health, our emotional health, right? And I feel like this all stems largely from us getting to know the herbs, okay? And the way to treat ourselves in all the realms, okay? Like I said, spiritually, physically, all the aspects, okay? I feel like that's where we dropped the ball. Okay, so let's go see if this bath has cooled any. We could probably pour some of the fluid into the jug, and then I can work through some of the leaves. Let's see what we got going on here. Put this in here. Put you guys on a stand here. All right. Let me get the pot holders. All right. So I'm just going to pour some of the straight liquid. You see it's coming out a little brown. I'm going to show you guys in a minute. A leaf or two getting in is fine. Now, these herbs, they're actually still good. I could have put more water and redid them, okay? Because I made a big batch. All right? You see? Now let me tell you something. And this isn't Florida water, but I'm giving you guys an example. You see the color of this Florida water? When fresh Florida water is made, it's this color. I'm gonna let y'all know when I make it. Okay? It should not be that color. Okay? What do you mean for how many days? It depends on what I'm for, would tell me how many days I would need to use the bath. Okay? Now, for sure, when I do my floor, I'm going to put at least a cup of that in my floor wash. Okay? And people always tell me when they come to my house how peaceful my house is. This is why. Okay? Because people who don't fuck with me, they don't even want to come through my door. If they come here one time, they're not returning. Okay? They're not. Okay? Never will I ever. Okay? Aw, thank you. Yeah, so that's what I do. Right? So now I will put, let me get the cap for that. I know it's around here somewhere. Yeah. Right? So I get the cap. And my kids, everybody in my house, they already know that most stuff in the fridge is witchy stuff, right? So they're not going to try to drink that. They're going to know, okay? But if in your house, you should label it, okay? So that, you know, people don't think it's iced tea and shit, right? Now, what I'll do is I'll let that cool in the fridge, right? And like tonight, it's still warm. So when I do my bath, it's already perfect, right? But tomorrow, when I want to do my day 2, I'm going to take a cup of it and I'm going to heat it up for like 30 seconds a minute in the microwave. And I'm just going to take it with me into the shower. And once I complete my shower and I have bathed my body and done everything that I want to do, I will pour that fluid over my shoulders, down my back, everywhere from my neck down. Okay? So you don't have to, you know, a lot of people think, well, I don't want to take a tub bath every day. You don't have to. Okay? You don't have to. There's ways that you can still get the same effect. Okay? And we'll be talking more about that. But anyway, guys, I wanted to show you how it is to make a spiritual bath. And that one was actually a very strong one. Okay? It may look like you have so many questions. Go ahead and ask one, hun. It may look like it wasn't very complicated, but it is, A, it's the herbs you use. And B, it's the intention behind it. Okay? You are way more powerful than you believe. And don't allow, you know, people, just because somebody don't like you, don't mean that they're doing shit to you, okay? I don't give a fuck what you put together. Okay? I don't care what you put together. Because I know that I'm spiritually strapped. Okay? So if anything, you know, you might cause yourself some blowback that, you know, and this is why I say, like, it's so important, right? Let me just say this before I get off. Right? There could be somebody who sees you or sees me, right? I'll answer that in a second, right? So somebody could see me and be like, she don't know what she's doing, right? And they don't know who I walk with, and I don't know who they walk with. Is there somebody that's stronger than me out there? Absolutely, right? It also has to do with the battles that you're picking, right? Because you're on the wrong side, you know. Sometimes the ancestors be talking amongst themselves like, yeah, you know what? She do need to learn a fucking lesson, you see? So you got to make sure you're on the right side of things to begin with. But you should never underestimate somebody. And just because you don't know maybe a lot and somebody else knows more than you, if they're doing something to you that is unjust, you will be fucking surprised how you will come out victorious ahead of somebody who has a hell of a lot of fucking knowledge, and it's only because they abuse their fucking power. Okay? They abuse their fucking power. All right, so this is why it's super important to me, always has been, to do things, you know, from the right space. Okay, now somebody asked a question up here. Let me see what it was. How do you control your emotions from other people that I be around? So before, I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. You know, I'm a Harlem girl. Okay, so, you know, in my upbringing, the way you dealt with people that were problem makers was you beat them the fuck up, or you was louder than them, or you bullied them back or whatever, right? And it's like now the more that I learn about my spirituality, the more that I have wisdom as the years go on, right? I realize now that even allowing these people to shift my frequency or to make me angry is actually me giving up my power to them. Okay? It's actually me giving up my power to them. Okay? Because nobody could take shit from me that I don't give to them. Okay? Don't mind me, I'm hot. All right? So that's how I feel about it, right? So by me allowing some stupid ass person to piss me off for some shit that I know ain't true or that I know ain't right, why am I wasting my energy? Like, what the fuck is that about? Fuck what they got going on, what they talking about. Right? So once I started really understanding what it means to practice to be a divine sovereign being, don't mind my hair, guys, it took away a lot of power from other people. Like, they couldn't do the shit that they, you know, it don't hit the same. Okay? It don't hit the same. And once you realize that shit and you realize that people are lashing out at you because they can't control you or because you're now owning your space, you start to look at them and realize that they're not as powerful as you thought they were, and they're actually quite weak and insecure. Okay? Once you realize your energy, where your limitations are, what it is that you are not going to deal with, you know, once you realize that you don't have to give your energy or respond or participate, right? It's like they shrinking, right? I'm shrinking, right? They become less of a threat. Right? And then as you become stronger in your spiritual walk, right? Like I said, a lot of time you don't even got to ask because your ancestors know what it is. They know that you put in the work, that you do your shadow work, that you mind your business, that you stay out of people's fucking way, right? So when somebody tries you, half the time you're not even going to know that somebody tried you because the ancestors done smacked the shit out of them before they even got, you know, to really get started. You feel me? A lot of time I can tell that somebody got punished after. I didn't even know during, right? I could tell by what happened. I'm like, oh, so I see now, if that makes sense. Okay? Okay. Because if you're staying on what you're supposed to do, trust me, your guardians, they got you. They got you. Okay, guys? So I'm going to get on up off of here. Okay, I'm going to get in the shower and do my thing. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, how to prepare, you know, some herbs, okay? And also, don't forget, guys, the original Botanica. Like I said, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but they got some bomb-ass herbs, all right? So that's what I have for you guys. I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on... Hey, and one more thing. You know, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you ascribe to. Happy holidays, okay? Wishing you all the best, guys. I'll be back soon, all right? Bye.